A police officer who died with 8 inmates in a road crash is being laid to rest in Mokopane in Limpopo today. Sergeant Nyiko Lelaka died when his police van collided with a heavy-duty truck that was on the R101 road between Mokopane and Mookgophong. That happened last week. He had been transporting 11 inmates from police holding cells in Mokopane to court in Mookgophong. 2 inmates have been hospitalised. 1 has also been discharged. Perhaps we could cross and get more information from our reporter Pimani Baloyi, who's obviously there. Pimani, good morning. It's on a somber note, of course, but as family, friends, and those who already knew the sergeant come to pay their last respects, perhaps you could reflect on his life and times, and just in terms of justice, what does this all mean for him and for SABC at large?
Good morning, Lizelle, and good morning to our viewers. You are indeed correct. We are at the funeral service of Sergeant Nyiko Lelaka, who passed on last week Friday as he was escorting about 11 inmates to the Mookgophong magistrate court where they were due to appear. Lizelle, the little information that we know of the sergeant is that he has been with the SABC since 2005. He first joined then, and he was actually a court orderly stationed at the Mokopane police station. At the time of his death, he had been the court the holding cells in Mokopane are currently under renovations, which meant that inmates that are incarcerated within that jurisdiction are being kept in Mokopane. On that fateful morning, he had driven from Mokopane to Mokopane to fetch inmates that were due to appear in court. On his way back with the inmates, just a few kilometers from Mokopane, that's when his vehicle collided with a heavy-duty truck that was at the time also traveling towards the same direction. We understand at the time 6 inmates died on the spot, 2 others died shortly afterwards, with 3 being left hospitalized. We learned during the memorial service on Thursday that 1 of them was later released from hospital, with 2 others still left within those hospital premises. Lisa, let me bring in the Provincial Commissioner of Police in Limpopo, General Thembi Hadebe, just to talk about today's official funeral service. General, before we speak about this official funeral service of one of your own, we understand there was another fatal crash at the same spot where Sergeant Lelaka lost his life this morning. What is the latest information? Are they also your members? The initial information that we got was that they were your members coming to this funeral service. What's the information that's at your disposal regarding that fatal crash that happened this morning?
Pimani, how are you? And good morning to you and your listeners. There is an accident. I must confirm that that just has happened. They're currently busy at the crime scene, so I may not want to divulge any information before they clear the scene, and then those that are at the scene are able to give me full brief. I haven't got a sense that it's our members at the point in time, but we will update the nation in case. It is clear that that spot, it's one of the crucial spots. I think something needs to be done. We will engage the Department of Transport and Community Safety, either to show, because it looks like every time one is turning, one is overtaking, and these fatal accidents are taking place.
Are there fatalities in today's crash, as far as you know?
Yes, there are 2 fatalities that we learned. It's a truck and another sedan car as well, which has been crashed. You cannot identify the car. We believe that spot is a dangerous one. But today we are laying Lelaka. May his soul rest in peace.
Today's service, you're talking about his soul rest in peace. What can we expect briefly, General?
Briefly, it's a service that is run by us and the St. Enganase Church. I think it's the church which Lelaka was going. There's 2 parts of the program. The first part, it's the part where everybody, the pastors, the families, they can have their last bid to one of their own. The second part is an official service. There's nothing that has to encroach in that part up until to the gravesite.
Thank you so much, General Lizel. That is the Provincial Commissioner of Police here in Limpopo, General Thembi Hadebe, taking us through what we must expect here. But Lizel, as we stated, we have heard that there was another fatal crash on that R101 intersection between Mokopane and Mookgophong, and according to General Hadebe, 2 lives were lost and they could not even identify the vehicle that these people were traveling in, but it collided with a truck at the very same spot where Sergeant Lelaka lost his life last week Friday. Lizelle?
Sure, certainly disturbing news, of course, coming through at the SAWA as family, friends and colleagues, from the SABC fraternity come to pay their last respects to Sergeant Nyiko. But thank you for that update as well. Pimani, there's obviously some, information trickling at the SAWA that we're going to have to monitor perhaps as that funeral service gets underway and we get more news about that crash that also occurred in the very, very same area there. Thank you for that succinct update. Pimani Baloyi there from Limpopo, Sergeant Nyiko Lelaka being laid to rest.